So about a week and a half ago, I run this race called the Delirious West. Most of you will know about it. So I thought now would be a good chance before I head back to work to do a little video kind of summary of how it went. A lot of you might have already read the race reports, and if you haven't, it's down in the description below. Head to ultramadman.com and you can check that out there. But I know a lot of people like myself would rather just get the video version, so I'm going to try and remember as much of it as I can and give you some feedback. But before I get into that, I just really want to thank everybody that has subscribed leading up to the race. Subscribers jumped up quite a few, and then if you haven't already seen it, released the video a couple of days ago saying that to thank the subscribers and to thank the ongoing support for this channel. Anybody that subscribed and would like some free online coaching, I will be giving away one coaching thing this month, one next month and one the month after. So there's kind of three free coaching up for grabs. So check out that video. Again, I'll link to it below if you haven't already seen it. All you have to do is leave a comment on any of the videos this month going forward on why you would like free coaching and what you're coaching for, and you're in with a shout to win. It's currently, we already have 6 in already, so them 6, fingers crossed. And having checked out all 6, I would be really interested in coaching anyone of you. So look, if it stays at 6, you're in with a shout, 1 and 6. If there's a few more, we'll see. So look, getting into then, as I say, the race summary for the Delirious West. I suppose we'll go through the build up. Everybody that kind of watched my channel leading up to the race would know that I was working on site for 3 weeks before the race. Got out on the Monday evening before, kind of get off the Monday evening before, pick up Suki, fellow runner. Hi Suki. Fellow runner Suki came back to home from the airport with us. Quick change, kind of packing up, starting to get things packed up on the Monday night. Tuesday morning, headed down to grab the camper van. Thanks Apollo for the 2-hour wait on the camper van. That really made my stress levels rise. But managed to get the camper van, get it back, get up the road and back down again before the race briefing, which we missed the start of the booking room, 4 o'clock, but we did get there for the race briefing in time, which was the good news. And considering the amount of stress and running around and repacking and getting stuff done that we had to do, getting food, getting the kids get ready, getting all the stuff ready for a race like this, it went quite well. The only really thing that I forgot was my plugger from last year, so apologies Sean for not having my plugger then. But yeah, look, really kind of good start. We got to the race briefing, awesome seeing everybody again, awesome catching up with people. Race briefing, I suppose, was over probably around about 8 or so, was it? 8 or 9. So then we headed back to the cabin. We were staying probably 30k away, so we went, checked in with the cabin, had a good night's sleep there, which is strange for me. And whenever I say good night's sleep, I mean 4 to 5 hours, whatever it was, which is quite a lot for me on race day. So 4 or 5 hours, which is quite a lot for me considering. On the race morning, then we headed down to race start. Again, great catching up with everybody at the race start. A lot of excitement, a lot of nerves at the race start, and yeah, we eventually get underway. As tradition now, they sent us 2k the wrong way, as a respect for everybody that went the wrong way last year. Thankfully I saved myself 8k because I did 10k last year, so that was a nice little touch. and we eventually start running. And look, I suppose my race plan, everybody knows, I spoke about it quite a lot, was to stick to my heart rate. So 120 was my lowest, 135 was my highest. As soon as it would hit kind of 130, I would start running, or I would start walking, stop running, start walking. And yeah, that was challenging because there was a lot of people that I knew around similar times with, and I wanted to be, hadn't seen in a while and was quite happy to run and chat and thing. But I had to restrain myself and kind of hold back, say, look, no, I'm running my own race. Stick to the beeping of the watch. I'm very glad I set the beeping to the watch, especially for that first day, because it kind of kept me in check, kept me under control. So the stuck to the watch. Watch went well. First kind of 40-50k, pretty uneventful. Nice trail, bit open. Things were starting to heat up. Wasn't so much a problem. I was drinking plenty. Sticking to my nutrition plan. Getting to the aid stations. Things started to go pear shaped for me probably around about 70k mark. Could notice some rubbing in the back of my Achilles. Didn't feel like rubbing at the time, it just felt like pain in the back of my Achilles. And it was quite concerning. 70k until into the race, it's my left Achilles, like, an issue I've never had any problem with. So quite surprising. Kind of run for about maybe 10k. I realised it wasn't getting better, it was getting worse. So I stopped, kind of looked down, realised that the calf compression guards that I'd wore was probably cutting into it, too tight at the bottom, and that's where the kind of lump was starting to form. So kind of took off my calf guard at 82, 83, 85k, whatever it was. Took off the new gaiters that I had on too. So, but as soon as I took them off, I realised I had a lump, probably uh, half the size of a golf ball. So if you imagine cutting a golf ball in half and sticking it on the side of your Achilles, that's very much what it looked like at the time. Sore, hard to run on. So I was like, shit, I have just ruined my race, and I was feeling very frustrated because I knew I had. I've always said it. I've always told other people. It was one of the first things I ever read whenever I was running my very first marathon about 12 years ago. Was don't try anything new on race day. And I put on these calf guards race morning that I had wore once before for about 5k, and it was stupid looking back. Really, really messed up my race in terms of could have done better. I don't really know now. But what I do know at the time, I had to stop, adjust. I definitely had to alter the way I was running. I found out after running, and it was very painful, that if I run my tippy toes, it was a different angle and it kind of wasn't as painful. So run along. I'd met Glenn Spurton during the night, which was awesome, and a few of the other guys. Run with Glenn for quite a bit. Glenn was having his own issues, his own GA issues, which he done extremely well to overcome. But I felt like I was probably gonna have to run a different race than I had planned. I had planned, and think one of the good things that really worked well was having a race strategy in terms of aid stations. So I had the amount of time that I wanted to stop at the aid stations. I had my crew who were amazing. Nicole, Amy, Ben and Louise did an awesome job of making me stick to that race plan. Every time I come in, they told me how long I had at the aid station, which we'd agreed that would happen. So a lot of times I felt like, shit, don't tell me that, I want more time. but it was good even just to have knowing what I had planned, scheduled for that stop. So keeping my plan and focus throughout the whole race was kind of a key element for me, and it was something I knew going into this year that I wanted to focus on. The goal was 80 hours. I had told a lot of people, I had put a little bit of pressure on myself, and it was going to be 20 hours quicker than last year. So I had to, yeah, I had to keep that focus throughout the whole race. Whenever I picked up the injury, I knew that I really couldn't afford any time slipping in terms of sleeping or being at the aid station any more than I needed to be. I had to be really efficient. So I had to leave Glen at an aid station, get out, keep walking. I knew that my pace wasn't overly fast that I had to stick to, but it was certainly something that with a sore shin or with a sore Achilles was going to be a trouble. Now in terms of pain, probably a 6 out of 10, which compared to the shin the year before whenever I picked it up at 130k, it was probably 11 out of 10, so there was no comparison with the pain. My concern was that I was going to do real damage, the Achilles snap or something like that, and then that would be my race over. So I had to manage it running through the pain, which I don't mind, and pushing it too hard. That was my main concern. Roll on, another kind of Walpole, got till 140k. I still hadn't slept, was 24 hours just rolled into that. Didn't sleep at Walpole, decided to push on to the Tingle trees and the treetops before I slept. So treetops was the first place I slept at. Took a 30-minute nap there, and that was probably around about 30 hours, I'm guessing. 30, maybe 2 hours or something. I had a shorter stop penciled there, but I thought sleep there and keep moving to get me through till I knew the next session through to Peaceful Bay was going to be tough. So half an hour there, kind of 50-minute stop all up, I think. Out, got to Peaceful Bay. Didn't sleep long at Peaceful Bay, slept for probably half an hour. Who did I come in there with? Sergio I met coming into there, and a couple of other runners. But whenever we got in, we made the call that we were going to, a couple of guys said they were going to take a couple of hours sleep there. I knew I just couldn't afford that with being efficient on my Achilles, so I opted for half an hour sleep at that point. Wasn't enough looking back on it, because a few K later, get up feeling fresh, still okay. Physically I felt perfectly fine other than my Achilles. Get to the kayak crossing, dark, very dark, nobody there. Blue, where were you? Get to the kayak crossing, nobody there, dark, look across, couldn't see the other side. No real better problem, done this before. Done it once last year in the race and once in training, so I was fairly confident. Straight across down to the right, how hard is it? Jump in the kayak and across. Low tide must have been because there was very little water in the river. My big ass had the kayak scraping along the ground, so pushed myself out, and anyway, after about 15 minutes, see the other side, I'm like, brilliant. Out, start running up the steps at the other side once I've put the kayak away, and I'm like, they seem shorter this year, they seem easier than last year now. Given that I was in a lot of pain last year, I thought, oh, well, I'm just happy I'm not in that much pain this year, and it felt easier. So keep running. About 20 minutes later, so a couple of K later, I get to these two runners coming up through the bush with their luminous jackets on, and I'm like, wow, that's strange, them two's going the wrong way. And then I thought maybe they're just hikers, so I get up close and one of them goes to me, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean what am I doing? I'm going to run the race. And she's like, you're heading back towards Peaceful Bay. And I was like, no, that couldn't be true. she's like, you did. And at this stage, I was still kind of half convinced they were wrong and they were going the wrong way. But then I realised it was two of them. One of them seemed very fresh, and I was probably not going the right way. So we agreed that, yeah, going the wrong way. I followed them back to the kayaks. One stay up one side while the other one go across. Takes us about an hour across that river, trying to find the other side. Shallow water, trying to get the kayaks to move. Yeah, it was easier with the two of us there because one just went out. I stayed at the side so we didn't make the same mistake. But really, really strange, and I'm really thankful I met them runners, because obviously if I didn't, I run the whole way back to Peaceful Bay and then have to start again. And I know somebody else, Sean, that did that there, and that wasn't nice. And he done a lot more Ks than I did. Thankfully, I only done probably an extra 4K, I'm guessing, out of it. But it's the time getting across the river that really freaked me out. So, other than the mistake of the kayak, the mistake of the calf killers, I was really happy with everything else in the race. It went as well as I could have hoped for. So, yeah, the Peaceful Bay onwards. Then I kind of push on. Next aid station, keep kind of smashing through. Eventually get to Monkey Rock, the aid station before Monkey Rock, and I forget the name of it at the minute. But Louise and the kids had told me that that's where my pacers would be, Andy and Peter. And I was really looking forward to having the company. I suppose I've been running for nearly 2 days at this stage. This was Friday lunchtime, so a day and a half. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and nearly 2 days at this stage. So really happy whenever I get there. I had planned on. I had said that if none of the racers could make it, and I know the commitment that the racers have to do, driving the whole way down there and then spending the 2 nights, and it's a lot. Everybody's pacers that's come down did an amazing job, but these two guys, I really appreciated them coming down and supporting me and helping me make my goal. So I get to the aid station, and Pete and Andy's there, and it just perks me up straight away. Tiredness and everything kind of disappears. Start running with Pete up through Monkey Rock. Whole different ball game during the day. Much easier. Get to the other side. We run on through into the night. Andy takes over for a section. Unfortunately, whenever Andy takes over, the fatigue's starting to kick in again. And I'm very sorry, Andy, about having to make you stop and take the couple of dirt naps. It couldn't have been much fun just standing there in the dark watching me sleep or lie down for 10 minutes. But I do appreciate it, buddy. And yeah, the time kind of flies with the two guys. Pete starts pacing me through the next day. We have Sergio hot in our heels. No, just keep coming. He just keeps coming, and I'm like, what have we got to do to drop this guy? But he just keeps showing up. Funny story about Sergio, I suppose, and it's one I'll not forget, and I'm sure Peter Jones won't forget it either. About 3K after we get to the other side of Denmark, we're running into, or after we get to the other side of Monkey Rock, we're running into Denmark. Sergio comes running up past, and he's running good speed at this stage, considering what we've just done, over 200k, and he's running along, and he goes, Glenn, he says, if we hurry up, we'll get the 4 o'clock bus, or the 4 o'clock boat across the river. And I look at Pete, maybe it's 3 o'clock boat, was it? Maybe it's 3 o'clock boat we were heading for. But we worked out that we had half an hour to do, we thought was 6k. And I looked at Pete, and I was like, Sergio runs on. And then it must have been just the fatigue, it kind of took a couple of minutes to sink in. I was like, if he gets that boat before you, he gains an hour before you. Also, if you get the boat, you gain an hour and everybody else. And I'm like, that makes sense. Let's start running. So we start chasing down Sergio. Takes us a couple of k's to catch him. Still got a few k's to go to Denmark. I'm not sure from the year before how far it is to the boat. I'm just running hard. We're down, before we were probably doing 11 and a half minute k's, and all of a sudden we're down to 5.5 minute k's, sprinting along. Feels like sprinting at this stage, and just chasing down Sergio. And Sergio was right there in front of us, and we're going, and we're both running hard. All three of us running hard. Peter Jones' heart rate's going sky high. He's doing his low heart rate training. Sorry, Pete. And we we then suddenly realised that whatever it was, it must have been 5 to 3, I think. About 5 minutes to the boat. Anyway, we run right up until the boat's due to leave on the hour, and we're kind of still nowhere near the boat. We've still got about a k and a half to go, and we have a good chuckle about how much we've burnt our legs and thing. But probably the highlight of the race, to be running that hard, deep in a race, my Achilles very sore, with Sergio kind of laughing and complaining at the same time, was pretty special. And Pete there just thinking these two boys are crazy. So that was certainly one of the highlights of the race for me. There's so many I really can't go into, but yeah, look, Andy and Pete done an amazing job to keep me going and get me to the finishing line. I suppose what's next would be what I found worked well. My crew was amazing. I touched on it earlier. Amy, Nicole, Louise and Ben, they just had everything kind of ready, had lots of options for me whenever I came in. Filled the backpack up without having to ask, always had food in the backpack. Had me on kind of on point with in and out of the aid station. Yes, I stole a few minutes here and there, and yes, they let me know that I had to make these minutes up. So the crew were just amazing. The camper van worked well this year, having the small camper van, just to climb in and sleep, and then the other car with the kind of gear in, I think made their life slightly easier. Pacers, as I say, Pete, Andy, I don't know if I'll ever be able to repay you, but someday whenever you are doing one of these crazy races, I'll be there. The dirt naps definitely worked well, because my strategy this year was to run until I was tired, which I think I did fairly well. So I had 30-minute sleeps in the van, but then outside of that, just whenever I felt it was getting unsafe, I would curl up in a ball and go to sleep. So I had two 10-minute dirt naps, and a 5-minute one. No, 2 5-minute and a 10. That was it. And yeah, just find real benefit from the dirt naps actually. So that's certainly something I'd recommend people try out and do, because it saved me quite a bit of time, downtime, trying to sleep. It just was the case of once I was that tired, I slept. My nutrition went really well. Ate lots. Ate at the aid stations, at whatever Nicole and Amy and Louise made for me. Took gels, which I hadn't done the previous year, so just whenever I felt I couldn't eat anymore, I squirted a couple of gels in to get some calories in. I guess I only took about 3 gels through the whole thing. So that's what worked well. We already touched on what didn't work well, trying new gear and checking out the I suppose the only other thing that would have been the boat crossing. It could have been so simple at the kayak crossing if I had just made the decision, right, you're tired, you're crossing the boat, let's just confirm you are at the right place before you start running. but it just showed me, you know, even just looking around I think taking them a couple of minutes. I had the maps with me, so there was no reason I should have been running in the wrong direction for 2k. Looking back, so that's certainly an improvement. But all in all, really happy with getting the 78 hours finish. As I say, the goal was 80. Felt like I pushed hard for the majority of the race, kept going, was a lot cleverer this year with my time and with my downtime at the aid stations. And I think that's what made the real difference to the goal. Pace wise, I haven't had a chance to look at Garmin to see if overall, you know, sections to sections I was running quicker. Well, I know I definitely was whenever I hit the injury last year. So even though I had the Achilles this year, I was still fit to run walk for the majority of the race. So it definitely helped. And yeah, as I say, really good times across the line. Feeling wow, I had hit my goal, exhausted, but still feeling like I had achieved something, which was really good. Uh, had Lizelle running this year, which I had help with a bit of coaching as well, so it was awesome kind of getting back to the line to see them, see Lizelle coming in and her reaching her goal, and kind of being there and watching the other runners come in was really something I didn't get to experience last year because I was so far back the pack. But getting it done on the Saturday morning, kind of Saturday lunchtime, just it was different. I had the whole day Saturday to kind of get ready and chill out through, which was awesome. So look, hopefully somebody's got something from this race report. Check out the video coming up on how the recovery went after it. So kind of the 4 days after, 5 days after the recovery. I'll let you check it out, and I hope your training's going well for whatever you're training for, and we will see you soon on the trails. Thanks for now.